pro wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
For those who don't know, now you know, baby. This is Hot Rod Biggs, Jared, Jimmy Street. We're going to take them to the limit one more time, baby, right here on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast, and it is me, your host, Jimmy Street, here as always, and I hope you all are having an awesome day, and thank you all for tuning in to this episode that we have today, which is, of course, our monthly This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, and this one is episode 9, and he'll be covering March. Y'all know, y'all historians out there, y'all super fans out there know that March is a very busy time in pro wrestling, and Quinton, I'm sure, has tons of stuff up his sleeve. Honestly, can't wait to get to that, but before we do, of course, we have some business to cover. The first one, of course, is last episode. Y'all turned out in droves, and if we picked up a few new listeners, thank you all for tuning in for today's episode. But of course, the episode I'm speaking of is last week's episode with the Demon Dale Torborg. Wow. I can't thank you so much for tuning in and listening to that. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did recording it and asking him those awesome questions, because really, he was like the perfect guest for us. Like I've said it before, wrestling, rock and roll, and baseball, dude. That's all you need, really. So, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Like I said, Dale's a cool guy, and really can't wait to talk to him again in the future. Super appreciative of him coming on and spending time with us. Now, of course, Dale was here for our buddy Captain's Corner Nick, and that's because Dale's going to be at the GrappleCon 4 Back to Lutz, April 11th at the Residence Inn, Tampa Suncoast Parkway, 2101 North Point Parkway, Lutz, Florida. Guys, it is less than a month away. If you are going to make your way down to Lutz, you better be getting figured out about it. It's going to be an awesome time, and honestly can't wait to hear all about it. And we're not finished talking to some of those guests, so tune in for those as well. Hint, hint. Anyway, so one thing that I've noticed here lately is I want to give a shout out, especially because, you know, this week it's a holiday week if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and it ties into something that I really want to say to our listeners, especially our listeners in Ireland. First of all, that 3 Southern boys who love wrestling have anyone who listens to us, period, is a surprise. But to know that you're listening in Ireland and UK and Canada, I think we picked up some listeners in Belgium, Brazil, maybe China. Anyway, we've got, it's a lot, but I specifically want to shout out my people in Ireland. Again, St. Patrick's Day week. We've really been doing well there for about a year or so, it seems. But here lately, it's really kicked up a notch. So happy St. Patrick's Day to yous. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the warm rays of sun fall upon your home. And may the land of a friend always be near. Anyway, thanks y'all in Ireland. Keep it up. Greatly appreciate it. Next up, we're going to talk about our buddy Pastor Rick Reynolds and his ministry, Gideon's Warriors. They are pro wrestlers telling their stories from time in wrestling and also their testimonies. If you want to get those guys to come to your church, Ben Jordan, Tommy Phillips, Rick Reynolds, Shane Morton, contact Pastor Rick at icw2009@hotmail.com. You can book them for your church today. So get on it. Do it. It'll be a good time. I promise. All right, guys, that's all I've got for the open today. We'll be right back with This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, episode 9, after these messages.
Hey, my name is Tammy Reynolds. I am the wife of Forsaken Rick Reynolds, that super cool guy that everybody knows and loves. And I represent West Side Sauces. I make sauces, I bottle them, I seal them, I sell them. I have a hot honey sauce, I have a sweet sauce, I have a hot sauce, I have a white sauce that's so yummy. You can use it on everything. They are absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of them. We make them from scratch. So go on our website, westsidesauces.com, check out our products, read about our story, and go online and order you some of these yummy sauces. And Rick actually uses all of the sauces because he is a die-hard smoker and griller, and so he likes really good sauces and rubs, and I make them, so how convenient is that for him? Go on our website, westsidesauces.com, order you some samples, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy them. Thank you guys. Be blessed.
Welcome to This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, so we're in March. So this first one we're going to go to is kind of a continuance of last month's. We talked about the Tennessee State Fairgrounds Coliseum burning down, along with Nick Gillis's ring and his supposedly what was it, $10,000, $12,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah, so, I was going to get. I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next week he did have. Actually, that next night he ran. He says in the Ag Building, which I pretty much figured out. That's the low ceiling building connected to the where they have the like livestock showing. So I assume that he ran it one week and realized this ain't gonna work. So he put everything on pause and decided to go out to Father Ryan High School in Nashville, Tennessee. So he ran his first show there on March 4th, 1970. And then he started running there weekly. I think he ran all the way up, I want to say, till sometime in 1st of May or so. Which I don't understand is why he ran Father Ryan. I just don't understand why he did that, because when he leaves Father Ryan, he goes back to the fairgrounds and he goes to the women's building. So I thought maybe the women's building wasn't finished because it burnt down in the fire of '67.
Okay.
Along with the racetrack bleachers and all these three other buildings, that whole side right there just got wiped out by fire. So I was thinking, well, maybe they're still working on it. It hadn't opened. So I went around and started looking for stuff. I dug and dug. And it was, I want to say 1969. They opened up the new women's building. So it was there.
Okay.
I just don't know why he didn't go straight there. It's just weird how he, I can't find anything about why he didn't go there straight off. The building was up and running. So I'm wondering if he was going to stay at Father Ryan and something, didn't work out there. Maybe they realized that we don't like these wrestling shows at our school anymore.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, especially with being every week, I'm sure that would get. I'm wondering, since school was coming up to be closing, I'm wondering if that might have something to do with it.
Maybe so. Where's Father Ryan located in Nashville? Okay.
See, I don't know where I think this is the old Father Ryan. It was more back towards downtown. The new Father Ryan is out Hillsborough. Is it Hillsborough Road? Oh, I'm trying to think. It's where 8th Avenue is. It goes all the way to Franklin, to Brentwood, all the way to Brentwood. It changes its name after you get out a little ways. It goes from 8th Avenue to, is it Franklin Road? I think it might be Franklin Road, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's out that way. But it used to be down towards downtown area. Okay. And I want to say maybe in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, they built a whole new campus out toward that way.
Okay.
So it's just weird how he took off a month and a half and actually went right back to where he was at, basically.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out the placement of Father Ryan, and maybe it was a better spot, but it doesn't sound like it. So, yeah.
Well, no, it's if it's the old one, yeah, it was, it's close to downtown. I mean, Fairgrounds is not that far from downtown, so I don't know. It just unless they gave him a sweetheart deal or something, maybe, and he went out there and like I said, it's in a sweetheart deal with sour, and a bunch of old wrestlers in their building. I mean, that wouldn't be the first time that we got the heave ho from the schools. So
yeah.
So all right. So now we're gonna go to March 15th, 1976. We're gonna go to Louisiana. Around Columbia, Louisiana.
Okay.
Danny Hodge is in a very bad car wreck.
Mm.
And this car wreck, basically in his career, some say he hit the side of a bridge or he went off the side of a bridge, but he went down into a bayou. Mm. And they said that the windshield busted out and he crawled through where the windshield was and swam out back up to the road and got on land and went up to the road. And they said his neck was broke and his teeth were knocked out.
Golly, hurts me.
Yeah. So he didn't win a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. He swam up to shore with a broken freaking neck.
And busted out teeth, man. Yeah. Can you imagine? Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, but they said he swam. One arm hand was holding his neck. He was swimming with the other one. I was like, how in the world do you do that? Somebody keep you on a circle.
Yeah, and I even heard that he stopped to pop a pair of pliers on the way in, too.
Crushed a couple apples.
Yeah, crushed an apple or two. No, man, that's impressive, but that tells you a lot about him, right? I mean,
yeah. Woo. I mean, yeah, but you think about, I'm sure he had a concussion too. Back then they didn't report concussions or nothing. They just blew them off. So I'm sure he had at least had a concussion with all that going on too. But yeah, they said that there was a truck driver going, and they said he saw him go off the side of the road, and they said he swam up there. Back. Oh my God. Yeah, basically ended his career. And he was the NWA junior heavyweight champion at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had to give up the belt.
Where you at, Nelson Royal?
I think, I should look just at who could, because I know it was sometime later in that year they crowned a new champion. But it probably was Nelson Royal. If you think about it, Tony Charles maybe or somebody.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'm sure Nelson was in there somewhere at that time period. But yeah, so yeah, he actually, I read where he tried to he did do a couple matches here and there, like gimmick match, where he was, like in tags or, stuff like that where he didn't have to do anything. So, but like his real career, it was done. So,
man, old Danny Hodge, man, what a guy. Well.
So now we're going to go to March 3rd, 1978. Guess where we're going?
Gulf Coast.
You got that right.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, so we're going to go down to Dothan, Alabama. Ron Fuller runs his first Southeastern show in Dothan. So I guess we're going to call this, they call it Southeastern Pensacola.
Okay.
So he ran his first show. The main event was Andre and a young Reuben Gibson.
Oh, nice.
Versus the Assassins with Rip Tyler. Now, I listened to some of the Studcasts way back in the day.
Yeah.
And he talked about this. I don't know what episode, maybe, I can't remember a number. But yeah, he talks about how he went down there and he bought the territory and without asking how business was.
My gosh.
He said
he really wanted it.
He said he knew business was down. They told him business had been down. He knew you just from, talk, and just wrestling, gets around and he knew they was wanting to sell it because it was down. He never. They said he even said that he didn't. He said Rocky McGuire drove him all around down there, showing him all the town, all that stuff, and he said he never asked actually how the business was. So.
I guess it worked out.
Yeah, and also the assassins on this one was Randy Colley and Roger Smith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or something else.
Oh, Reuben Gibson, man.
Yeah, Reuben. Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't turn to Rick, and I want to say 79. I'm trying to think, was he Reuben when he first came to Memphis?
That's a good question.
I can't remember. But anyway,
I think
so. So then this was the first town he ran. Now I did find a couple things here and there where he ran Mobile a couple days after that. But I couldn't find anything in the Mobile paper. I found, I want to say end of April, maybe he ran Mobile or sometime in April, but so I'm thinking they got it mixed up with, the Knoxville side of the territory and put a result in there.
Okay.
Because I can't see him running a town for the first time. Don't put a newspaper ad in.
Yeah. No.
Because Dothan had a newspaper ad, so why wouldn't Mobile? So I'm thinking that was just some misprint or misinformation that's spread. Okay, so the next day was March 4th. He had his first live TV at WTVY Channel 4 in Dothan.
Okay.
He said he'd been sending in clips and stuff, but this was their first. And if you ever listen to this Studcast, the intro where he says, "I'm 6'9", blah 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 blah," and he's cutting a promo. That's from his first live interview on Dothan TV.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's they play it on there too on this episode of the when he took over the Gulf Coast, and they actually play the whole interview. It's like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, man.
So after that it was off and running,
Yeah, definitely.
So all right, now we're going to go to March 31st, 1985. We're going to go to New York, Madison Square Garden.
Man.
You know what this one is? Come on, somebody. Y'all know what this date was.
This is is this WrestleMania?
First WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the first WrestleMania, the one that started it all. They said it was 19,121 attendance. I mean, that had to be. I mean, it was packed. They said there was the theater underneath, and it was a big deal, and they still had that tie-in with the from the MTV thing, which led up to the whole build up. So this was the blow off, and for the life of me, I cannot remember. Okay, yes, I can. Now I'm thinking about it. Didn't Cowboy Bob Orton come off the ropes with the cast and hit Orndorff?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is wasn't this like the beginning of Orndorff's babyface turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It just hit me because I was like, what was the finish? It just hit me. Yeah, okay. So
they used him to promote stuff. I mean, kind of like almost like a second tier Hulk Hogan. He promoted the Hulk Hogan workout set or something like that. But I mean, why would you not put Hulk Hogan in Mr. Wonderful or something? I don't know. But it's because it's weird. I've seen the commercial before. So.
Really?
Hey, how can I get muscles like you guys? Wow, Mr. Wonderful!
You can start by getting in shape with a Hulkamania workout set. It's got everything you need. Head and wristbands, a jump rope for warming up, a hand gripper for power, dumbbells for strength, an exercise poster, and even Hulk's own workout tape.
The Hulkamania workout set. You from LJN.
Are you in shape yet?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's him promoting Hulk Hogan's workout set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, we're going to get yours. Just can you go plug Hogan's for us?
Yeah.
We're working on yours.
It's probably true.
Yeah, and I always wondered why wasn't Paul? I mean, why wasn't Orton in there instead of Orndorff? Because he was Piper's right hand man, and it was the thing with the cast, so they can somehow turn Orndorff's babyface, and that was a good way to do it. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't. Like I said, I remember the main event, and there was I think didn't they have like the Body Slam Challenge with Andre and Stud.
Yep.
Where if the $10,000 and didn't like Andre grab the bag, start throwing money out.
Yes.
Yeah,
and Bobby's trying to grab it back from him.
yeah. And, Vince was like,
is that real money or?
It was real.
Yeah, it was.
But if you watch, he didn't throw out it. I'm sure it's probably maybe 5s, 10s, and 1s at the most. Because you watch it, Bobby. I think Bobby eventually grabs it and runs with it, don't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Vince was like, Bobby, make sure you get this bag. I don't care what you do, you get it out of Andre's hands. Get that back here.
That's for the people. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's your one.
Dude.
That's your one, brother.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
All right. Let me get my giggles out here. Whew. All right. Now we're going to go to March 16th, 1985. We're going to go to Greensboro, North Carolina, to the Greensboro Coliseum. And I've never heard of this until recently when I was doing some research. They had a thing called Silver Star 85.
Yes.
I feel like I've heard that, but I can't remember it.
Okay. It had 8 matches. The main event was an Indian strap match, Flair against Wahoo McDaniel. And I'm like, oh, gosh, poor Flair. He earned his money that night.
No doubt.
And then, another thing was, the other big match was a TV title match. The winner gets $20,000. It was Tully Blanchard against Dusty Rhodes. If Tully won, Dusty leaves town. So they both put up $10,000. So Dusty, if he lost this, he's gone. Oh, and Baby Doll was in a cage above the ring.
Right. Yeah.
Now,
I do remember that.
I think there's clips of this.
I've seen it before, at least, or seen something on that before.
Yeah, I think, because I'm picturing Baby Doll. Because I know they did it with, I know JJ was in it above the ring one time. And I want to say this was in clip form somewhere that I've seen. Maybe they showed it on TBS. I don't know. But for some reason, it's coming in my head that I remember seeing her up in the thing. But so obviously, Dusty won and become the new TV champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me jump in here real quick. Do you know where I was last Friday night, guys?
At a concert, right?
Yeah, I was at a concert. It was an Eric Church concert. My wife's a big fan. I was at the Greensboro Coliseum.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You're like, this is my Graceland.
And where we were sitting, I was like, Ric Flair's probably bled right here. Because we were on the floor.
And Dusty and everybody else. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, babe, this is the Mecca right here for me. So, yeah. Anyway, little side note there. Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. So now this one's for you, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
All right. So March 16th, 2008, Gary Hart passed away.
I knew that was going to come up. I didn't know if you were going to bring it up, but
I did because I know he's number one for you. So I was like, and man, he was, man. It's sad that everybody eventually passes along, but when you got legends like that, it's always like, oh, it's one of your favorites. It's like, oh, but
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
So. It was, and I remember hearing about it too. And it was like, man, that just, and cause I was like, man, I was just now getting started. Cause my mentor Kenny was like, hey, I want to start doing something with you. He's trying to get me to be a referee. And I was like, no, I want to be Gary Hart. And then Gary passes away. And then I ended up doing a Skandar thing anyway. But anyway, rest in peace, Gary. We had his son Jason on. Jason's a good friend of the show. Man, just what did you think of Gary, Quinton? I want to hear what your thoughts on Gary were.
I saw him I saw him on the magazines, and then I finally saw him. I know this is gonna be a long story here. We didn't get cable in Mount Juliet, Nashville area until 83. But this is what's weird. My grandparents lived in Cookeville, Tennessee, which, and 81, they got cable. And Cookeville was really small town in 81. But somehow they got cable. And we'd go up there about once a month. And I went up there one Saturday and I saw TBS. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And Gary Hart was on there. So it was 81, 82, running that time period. I just know they got it before. I just know they got it before we did. So I never watched, and I saw him and I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, and Hawkins' picture was, who's he think he is? Kojak?
That's good.
Because I'm a kid, I don't, I'm just saying, is this guy Kojak?
Yeah.
And, but then, after I got watching, then we started getting world class up here, and I got to really see his world class. I was like, man, this guy, and he managed Abdullah and then after I got really smart, I was like, man, this guy was really good. And then, later on, I found he was the booker of all this stuff. I'm like, wow, so, you start learning, but as a fan, as a young fan, you like all the baby faces and stuff. So,
right.
So, but after they got smart and, later on, I was like, man, this guy was a genius,
Yeah. It's funny because we had a lot of church going family. And I remember when we were kids, we had an aunt who gave us like these tapes of satanic, the satanic panic stuff of the 80s. And I remember seeing Anton LaVey. And so I always saw that. And then I see Gary Hart. And man, he kind of looks like Anton LaVey. And so this evil thing in my mind about Gary. And, he's with Muda. I think I first saw him in probably World Class on, something with ESPN or something like that.
Yeah.
But then saw him in Crockett. That's probably definitely where I saw most of his stuff. And I was like, man, this guy's evil looking, And then I end up he's my favorite manager. So whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you for bringing that up.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 28th, 1960. We're going to go to Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to go to the Ellis Auditorium. Sputnik Monroe beat Billy Wicks again for probably the 900th time for the Tennessee title. And Monroe was the last Tennessee champ because the title was retired after Monroe left the territory in September of 60. And I'm thinking he might have took the belt with him. Because why would they retire it?
Yeah.
Because that was their main belt. And was going through it. They brought it back in 1975 in Birmingham. Nick brought it back. I think that's right after Nick bought the territory from Jimmy Golden's dad.
Okay.
Bill Golden. I think it's around that time period. So I don't think Bill Golden brought it back. I think it was Goulas that brought it back. So I'm thinking that it's gone for 15 years. Sputnik took the belt with him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So
he's not letting anybody else carry that title.
No, it's like the last time Billy Wicks is going to get that belt.
Yeah.
There's an old story about, I think it was in Florida. He pulled up to the building. They said that he pulled up the building with the little U-Haul. Or I don't know if it's U-Haul back then, but the little buggy things you pull behind the carts, the little U-Hauls. He was in a loser leave town match. He was leaving the territory. They said he pulled up with stuff already packed, was leaving the territory the next day. They went to different territory.
He wasn't kayfabing that a bit, was he? Or he was just going to be prepared. Just in case.
He was starting the next territory the next day. And they said he had a little bit of stuff he had was in that thing. He was gone.
Man,
they said he was a character, man. They just one of the all-time characters.
No doubt. I bet so. That's legend for sure.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 8th, 1986. Now, this is from a WWF All-American Wrestling. That was one. I think it was their main show. I think it was on USA. I think the All-American was. Because I remember Come On had the thing going across the country and the flag and all that. I'm pretty sure that was a USA show. Okay. Now, I don't know. This is when it aired. So it was probably taped in February sometime. So the Haiti Kid just had a match, and Piper and Piper, I still remember, and I actually went back and rewatched it the other day. Piper and Orton go to the ring. They grab the Haiti kid, and they're carrying him. They got him both arms, one on one side, one on the other side, carrying him. They take him back to the Piper's pit. They set him down, and they tape him up, tape his hands up, and Piper's like, "I heard you like Mr. T." He's like, "Yeah, I like Mr. T." He's like, "You like him better than me or something?" He's like, "Yeah, all this and that." So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna shut your mouth." So he tapes up his mouth. He said, "You want to be Mr. T? I'm gonna make you look like Mr. T." And he starts cutting his hair. Okay, now I rewatched this the other day just because I barely remember it. Yeah, that's been so long ago, dude. I took a few things out of this. One, little Haiti kid's got to sell it, right? He's moving, squirming. Piper doesn't shave his head. He's got scissors.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
just hacking at it.
I'm like, there's no way in the world I would. Man, that's so dangerous. And also, nothing it made me think this was on the fly because it's on the fly booking. But if you look at it, you're like, why would if you're a fan, why you had scissors? But anyway, but my thing is, if this was booked in advance, why wouldn't you have electric razor?
Right, because time is money. You're on TV. You're wanting it to go smooth and get it done, and not. I mean, I don't know. It does look like they almost wanted to hurt him a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, because he's selling and squirming, and it's very dangerous. So I'm thinking maybe they were like, "Hey, Haiti Kid was in Mr. T's corner at WrestleMania that year against Piper in the boxing match." So I'm thinking, well, we're going to put him in there. Oh, someone said, "Hey, instead of only beating him up, let's cut his hair." And like, somebody got some scissors. So there you go. Man. I had to make it. Why wouldn't you? Because my thing is, somebody can get hurt very easily, and you're going to make his hair look like Mr. T. You can't do that with scissors.
No, it's going to be tough to do that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that was booked on the fly. So.
Can you imagine those two dudes just manhandling you and taping you up? Now, I know he's a little person, but still.
I suggest everybody go back and watch it. It's crazy. I mean,
yes.
It's good. It was good stuff. Like I said, it helped build up for the boxing match at WrestleMania that year.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 15th, 1956. We're going to Toronto, Canada, the Maple Leaf Garden. Whipper Billy Watson beat Luthez for the NWA World Title. And the special referee was Jack Dempsey.
Oh, boxer.
Yeah, the old world champion boxer, Jack Dempsey. Now, I know people's names from back then, and he was a champion, but I looked it up. He only held the belt for like 8 months. That's odd. Usually, they usually had a longer runs back then.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think Thez had it. Let's see, that's 56. I think this was right. I think Thez, when the Orville Brown thing, where it fell through, and then they put it on him anyway. I think this was his first loss with the belt.
I
don't think there was anybody between there. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to think. So, but anyway, it was 8 months, which for that time period was really, really short. So.
Yeah.
I guess their transitional champions were more than a week or two back. They did months back.
Yeah, we'll give them let's make him a transitional. We'll give him about 8 months.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that would be like a long run,
Yeah. Oh, you get 20 storylines in 8 months nowadays.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to go to March 12th, 1993. We're going to go to Radnor, Pennsylvania. We're going to Cabrini College, the Cabrini College Fieldhouse. A little bitty promotion called Eastern Championship Wrestling held their first TV taping.
Oh.
And everybody, Eastern Championship Wrestling.
EC Dub.
There you go. Sure did. This was taped, and then it aired April 5th. It was called the Sports Channel in Philadelphia, and so that was their. This is before Heyman. I think Eddie Gilbert was booking,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan and guys were on the show around this time.
Oh,
I think,
it was, dude. It was. Well, I've tried to find it. It's on the net. It was on the network, and the peak. It was on Peacock. That's gone, right? Because I can't. I don't have Peacock anyway.
Yeah.
I heard all the stuff. So, and everything. In this, I looked on YouTube. Couldn't find it on YouTube. Somebody said it was on. Was it? Is it Daily Motion? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Somebody said it's on there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go try to find it. But that from what all I've read, that those first years was if you were released from WWF and you was if you're 80 star and released from WWF, you went there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Because it had Morocco. Let's see, Snuka.
Kind of like UWF.
Yeah. And Salvatore Bellomo went there and did a total change. First time I saw him in a magazine, because they ran a lot of bar shows and stuff, and I remember there was a picture of him in one of the magazines, and I was like, there's no way that's Salvatore Bellomo, because I remember him from, wearing the green and, the Italian colored tights, singlet. Man, he looked like a big old Viking and stuff.
Really?
Like, what? Yeah, he changed, man, in the early 90s. Go look it up, man. Salvatore Bellomo, when he was in ECW, at the very beginning of ECW, don't even look like the same dude.
Okay, I'll check him out.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's the first time I ever heard it. I saw it in one of the magazines, and like I said, it was Salvatore Bellomo. Yeah, if you were, I'm trying to think there was so many guys.
I know Hawk was there. I know, I know you're not, that's not from the era you're talking about, but I know Hawk was there. Jimmy Snuka was there. Snuka. I don't know about this show you're talking about, but I know Snuka was there early on.
I think Snuka was their first champion, I think.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think he was. Like him and Morocco. I think him and Morocco were both the champion. Yeah. But it seemed like, then later, Sullivan came, and like I said, Hawk was there. It just, it wasn't as bad, in like 95-ish. It wasn't like every guy was getting released would come there. You'd get, it wasn't as many, but yeah, it was like 80s WWF on most of this stuff. So,
yeah, I remember asking Jules that we were surprised he didn't show up there. So.
Yeah. Well, all right. So now I'm going to go to March 19th, 1977. We're going to go to Gastonia, North Carolina. Fonzo.
I've heard of that place.
Is that close to you?
Yeah, real close.
Okay, cool. Is it big?
No, little town.
There's a big mail hub that goes through there, though.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, so this was for the Eddie Einhorn's IWA, which he was gone by 77. I think Einhorn dropped out by then. Fonzo Fargo, which is Don Fargo.
Yeah.
But he was called Fonzo, I guess, because I knew about the year Happy Days come out.
Probably. Yeah.
So he beat Nick DiCarlo for the IWA Brass Knuckles title. And he was the last Brass Knuckles champion for the promotion because they closed, I think, early 78. By then, they were, I want to say, into 76, 70. I know into 77, they were just North Carolina, South Carolina based by then. They're, they started out, they were going, the first nationwide that they just went to North Carolina. And then there was some kind of lawsuit case they had going with Crockett. I don't know if Crockett was suing them or something. Eventually they threw in the towel because they just couldn't compete in the Carolinas with Crockett.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody could, man. How tough that must have been,
Yeah, I mean, and all their big names had left, basically, Koloff, Ernie Ladd, all the big guys, they were gone.
Yeah. And Gastonia is only like an hour away from Charlotte too. So, and 2 hours away from Greensboro. So,
they're right in the heart of you can't compete with that. So
Yeah, be tough
but
for sure.
But old Fonzo was their last champion.
Well, good job, Fonzo Don Fargo. The only Fargo I've met. I think I've already told that story, but anyway.
Yeah, and I didn't get to. That's what sucks.
I know. It's a shame. It's surprising. You got to meet too many others. You know Chris Champion and Gypsy Joe, and shut up. You got to work the Rock and Roll Express. Come on.
Do what? What was that last
You got to
one?
work. You got to work Robert and Ricky. I know it wasn't the same time, but that counts. So.
Oh, it count. Yeah. I'll still mark out for that. That definitely counts.
Yes, it counts. It's in the rule book.
It definitely counts.
Well, if you don't count nobody else, it counts on this podcast. So
that's right. That's all that matters. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 18th, 2001. WCW held their last pay-per-view. It was called Greed. The main event was Scott Steiner beat DDP. I didn't watch it, and I don't know if anybody else watched it either.
Not too many, brother.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I don't think I watched it. I used to watch all of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I may have seen it since then, but yeah.
I've seen it since, but I can't remember much about it.
We had one of them cheater boxes that we could go to and watch all the pay-per-views. So but I wasn't
Boxing,
around.
wrestling, everything.
UFC, whatever you wanted.
All right. So that was their last pay-per-view. And then on March 26, 2001, the last Nitro aired. Main event was Sting against Flair.
Had to be.
Yep. Yeah. And
that was just so fitting. If it could have been Dusty Flair, maybe that'd been better, but it had to be Sting and Flair. There's no better way. They at least did that right in those last days.
Yeah. And what I remember, one thing that stuck out about that was Flair got on the mic and was talking. He said, I used to make a broomstick look good, but I need somebody with at least a heartbeat now or something like that.
Yeah. And it was just weird seeing Vince coming in, and he would like dog people too, like Jeff Jarrett and Lex Luger.
Jeff Jarrett on the air?
Well, yeah, but Jeff Jarrett held him up for money twice, didn't he? Before that,
something like that.
Yeah, but didn't he fire him on air?
I think something like that.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
I can't remember for sure, but something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he held him up once. I think Vince let it slide twice. He had to wait 20 years for Vince to let it slide.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so now we're going to go to March 29th, 1987. Going to Pontiac, Michigan, Pontiac Silverdome, WrestleMania 3.
Oh, you could have asked me that one. I could have told you that with you.
Well, I told you I wasn't going to do the no more. I felt dumb. I felt dumb by doing that. Something I ain't doing that again. Yeah, that's sort of wasn't the one everybody could have got because the WrestleMania 3. About the only thing I remember. Well, just what sticks out besides the slam and that, but what really sticks out, and I think I've said this before on here, those carts they went to the ring in. I love those things.
Man,
if I could own one, ooh.
I mean, you could probably get one made,
I'd drive to work every day in it.
Yeah.
Golly.
Like how people ride around the grocery stores and Walmarts and like the carts and stuff.
Yeah.
Just do it in a ring cart. Excuse me.
Hey, though, I mean, let me just say this: if it's not the best, probably I'm going to say the best. At least the best 1980s WWF match is on that card.
Yeah,
with Steamboat and Macho. It's I don't care how much they rehearsed it, how much they memorized it. I don't care. It's darn near perfect.
Yeah, it didn't look memorized, right? So,
and that's just both because they were both so good, though. I mean, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody knew that until years and years later.
I probably didn't know it till the last 10 to 15 years, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, I think the first time I ever heard it was Steamboat was on.
Was it a Savage documentary or something?
No. This was in I want to say 2004-ish, 5-ish maybe. Yeah. He was on Fox Sports with Chris Rose, and they were talking about it, and and that's the first time I
The
heard him
best
say
darn
it.
sports show period. Is that what you're talking about? Or?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. And I want to say that was the first time I heard him. I heard it said by anybody that it was they, rehearsed it. It was planned out, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So
I always enjoyed the Hercules Billy Jack match on that card too.
It's a good match.
So yeah, big bruisers, but you're not gonna get a Thez Whipper Billy Watson match out of that. But
no, you're not. Another thing I remember is didn't like Bundy splash Little Beaver?
Little Beaver, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Little Tokyo's got dings in his head still, and Little Beaver's flat.
Golly. I mean, that's trusting somebody to take that.
But Jared and I, Jared and I remember us watching that, probably thinking like
we thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's dead because Billy Jim's carrying him around, Yeah, I know Jared and I weren't the only ones to think he was dead, but still, I just remember that. So,
oh man, can you imagine looking up, seeing that coming down at you?
Oh. Imagine at my size to look up and see that coming down at me.
Yeah,
well,
seriously.
I know one thing. I did that to Little Danny, Little Road Warrior, and I did it to him, and I splatted him.
Well, I mean, it's what it calls for, right? Come on.
Yeah.
It ain't ballet.
Well, you don't steal somebody's necklace either, so.
Right, fair enough. So he deserved that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let's get him another one somewhere, somehow. Yeah. Rest in peace, Danny. But how's Roger doing? Have you heard?
Man, I haven't seen his sister at church because I haven't been to church because baseball season starts. We hadn't been going on Sundays. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything. So I guess no news is good news, I guess.
Hopefully, yeah. He popped up on Facebook, and I sent him a message, but he didn't reply. So anyway, no big deal there, but we're praying for you, Roger. Hope you're doing okay. So.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. All right, so now we're going to go to March 8th, 1982. We're going to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And this is for Leroy McGuirk's Tri-State promotion. This is after he let him and Watts split. This is way after it. Frank Hill, a friend of the show.
Yeah, buddy.
And George Wells beat Ali Bay and El Toro for the Midwest Tag Team Champions. And they were the last Midwest Tag Team Champions for McGuirk because McGuirk shut down, I think, the last day of the month or maybe been April 1st. He was finally done. I heard that there's different reasons why he shut down. He was getting old. He's blind for one thing. I'm sure that was hard to do. Yeah, it was just. I'm sure that was just run a promotion. That's
wow.
As long as he did do it. I mean, that's a miracle. The houses were down. He had good talent. So I mean, it just and I'm sure Watts was chomp on his heels to get into Oak City and Tulsa, because those were the big towns. And I think he ran was it Springfield, Missouri? I think that was the biggest town. I think he went over all of Arkansas. He had all Arkansas too. Watts didn't have Arkansas. He had Little Rock and all that. So I guess Watts was chomping at the heels of wanting those big towns. So McGuirk was like, all right, I'm done, throwing in the towel finally. Yeah. So.
How old? What year was that? Q, one more time.
It was 82.
Okay, so that's kind of like that's where some of the bigger territories are starting to take over some of the smaller ones, right?
Well,
is that kind of, or
Jules
older ones?
Here. Yeah, Jules left here and went to New York.
Right.
Now,
but
this is when McGuirk went out. I know Hawaii just switched over, and I know they were on their last leg. Trying to think who else. We had the St. Louis office. Mushnick retired, and in 82, 83, Larry Madison came back. It didn't work because they pretty much killed St. Louis from what it was in those 2-3 years. And, if you wasn't dying, you were getting bought up.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it was. If your territory wasn't dying, Watts, Crockett, Vince, you're going to get you're getting bought up, because especially in in '84, Vince is coming in buying every TV slot he can in your town.
Yeah. What was it? What was it that Piper said? I used to listen to Piper's podcast all the time up until he died, honestly. And he said something about how Leroy would pay people. I cannot remember. Was it change or so? I don't know. Because he was blind, So anyway, I can't remember, and it's not click.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, somebody look that up eventually. We'll find out.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll go to March 22nd, 1963. We're going to go to Winnipeg, Canada. I'm going to butcher these names.
Okay.
All right. Kinjai Shibawa and Mitsu Arakawa beat Dick Steinborn and Doug Gilbert. Now, this is a different Doug Gilbert. This ain't
right.
Right. Yeah. They beat him in a one-night tournament, become the AWA Canadian Open Tag Champions. And they were the last champions because they dropped the belts a little after that. AWA did run away with them, kind of like that. Was it the British Empire belt they had? Oh, this looks like about the same thing. It looks like it was only defended in Winnipeg, from what I could tell.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they got rid of this one, and then later on they got rid of the British Empire. I guess that was too much to keep up with. Just Winnipeg having their own belts. Just they're going. I guess that town gets the company belts like all the other towns instead of having their own. So they eventually did away with them. So
yeah,
I thought that was interesting. Now Winnipeg kind of had their own.
Yeah.
Little AWA style belts there. So
that's cool. I'd like to see some of those.
I don't think I ever Googled. I usually Google the best if I've never heard of them, but I don't think I Googled those. We'll be right back with more Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Captain's Corner is ready to turn up the heat as winter thaws and we get closer to the spring season. We are excited to welcome the legendary Haku for a public signing in the month of March at the big event in New York. Mail-in is accepted and we'll also have 8x10 photos and cards available. Then on Saturday, April 11th, the spring breakout event of the year takes place at the Residence Inn right outside Tampa. It's Glory Days Grapple Con 4. Featuring Jerry the King Lawler, Dirty Dutch Mantel, The Mountie, Austin Idol, Nikita Koloff, and over 15 additional other stars. This is one event that's sure to thaw you out from the cold. Tickets available now at ticketstreet.com. Make sure to follow us at Captain's Corner Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook. Cheers to the working man.
Sir, would you prefer hamburger A Wendy's hamburger, which is always made fresh, or hamburger B, which is pre-made and sits around?
B. Sort like my deltoids.
Yes, but wouldn't you rather have the juicy taste of the Wendy's hamburger?
Hey, no pain, no gains. And that B burger, that's pain, yeah, real pain, the kind I like. That burger put some serious hurt in me. I love it. Got any more?
Most people like the taste of fresh hamburgers, like Wendy's, the best burgers in the business.
All right, so now we're going to go to March 15th, 1987. This is one I never heard of. This is going to go to Toronto, Canada, Maple Leaf Garden. The WWF held the Frank Tunney Senior Memorial Tag Tournament. Y'all heard about this?
No, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
I stumbled across it. They said it was a sellout, 18,000. So it was a one-night tournament. The finals was the Hart Foundation. They beat the Killer Bees. They were the foundation. They had Jimmy Hart and Danny Davis in their corner, friend of the show.
Yeah.
And some of these other teams, here's some rundown real fast. Kamal and Sika was a team. The K&M Connection, Dan Spivey and Jerry Allen. I'm thinking somebody no-showed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jerry Oski was from Canada, but all these other big names, and they're just him. So I'm thinking somebody no-showed. Demolition, the British Bulldogs, and Bundy Orndorff, and Bob Orton Jr. and Don Morocco
Hmm.
That was, I'm kind of shocked they didn't put it on the Can-Am Connection because Hart Foundation was heels.
Yeah.
You know? So it seemed like they would, Martel and Zinc. It seemed like
it's a
you're doing a memorial.
Right.
I don't think the heels would go over.
Yeah. Yeah. And is that Jack Tunney's dad or brother or?
Senior, I think that's his dad, I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
So they were trying to do a Crockett Cup, basically.
That's what I'm thinking, and it got over, but then I didn't see anything for any other. So.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know if they had another one or not. If they did, I couldn't find it. So.
Well, that's what we like this show for. We're learning stuff. So.
Yeah, I stumbled across it looking for some stuff, WDF stuff, and actually I was looking for the '87 Mania and kind of brush up on it a little bit, and I was like, "Wow, what is this?" I was like,
"Yeah,
okay, it's a new one."
Yeah, it's like a Mandela effect we didn't know about or something.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go to March 19th, 1988. This is kind of a local one, kind of in a way. So I'll put it on here. Going to Las Vegas, Nevada. Bad Company. Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond beat the Midnight Rockers for the AWA World Tag Titles. Now, this is what I still remember this part. The following Saturday at the Nashville Fairgrounds, they got on the PA and neither of these people were there. Neither of these teams, and said, "We want to congratulate Paul Diamond and Pat Tanaka to becoming the new AWA World Tag Champions." And I was like, and I was like, wow. And everybody cheered. They were heels when they were there in '87. They had just left, like end of '87, and I was like, and the people, it popped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool, though. I love Bad Company and the Rockers together, man.
Oh, they had some great matches, man. For what few I've seen, man, they were really good.
Yeah, so good. Man, love to get them on the show. Pat and Paul, my goodness.
Marty and Sean.
Oh, yeah, them too. Why not?
I was who you were talking about at first.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, make that happen.
Hey, you want to shoot big, right?
Right, might as well. Yeah.
Marty would be a wild time, wouldn't he?
Oh, man. I'd love to have Jamie and Marty together. Can you imagine?
We'd never say a word.
That'd be okay.
Yeah,
just hit record.
And let it go. Let her fly.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 19th, 1995. And I only put this on here because it has the friend of the show on this one. Dustin Rhodes beat Blacktop Bully in a King of the Road match.
Yes, man. Wow.
And
what a match.
Talk a little about that. Well, y'all did. I wasn't there that week. I always miss the good guests. I mean, they're all good guests, but
Right. You had a good one with. We just had a good one with Dale Torborg, so that was
good. That was a really good one.
I knew you would like that one because baseball too, man.
Yeah.
So.
But this match, he talked about it. So if you haven't know anything about this match, go back and listen to the episode with Barry Darso. And not only is it a good episode, he talks a little bit about this. So
yeah, we got that question in. I'm glad we did because it was a good match, man. I mean, it's crazy circumstances that followed it, and Barry tells us all about it. He's even cleared it up with Eric lately, so that's kind of cool. So
yeah. All right, so now we're going to go to March 29th, 1979. The WWF drops an F and becomes the WWF.
Oh, okay. Wow. they got
W, you mean?
They got the W out.
Yeah. That was good. Didn't they? That's what they said when they were saying when they dropped it to an E.
Yeah, get the F out. Yeah.
I was playing off that, but it's a W. But I was,
it makes sense.
Yeah, I was trying to make a corny joke out of it, but
it worked. So Worldwide Wrestling Federation, they dropped the wide.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I've heard different things. I'm thinking that because Vince Junior was getting more and more predominant in the promotion, and he's always that 3 W's. That's so old school.
Right.
And I think he talked to his dad. Let's streamline it. It's easier to say WWF.
Yeah.
And I think that was a Junior move. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it makes a little change too. It separates him and his dad. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that was Junior because, like I said, he was becoming more than he was really by 79. He was really involved, in it. So, I think that's my philosophy or whatever the word is. I can't even think my perspective or whatever on it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 28th, 1988. We're going to go to Birmingham, Alabama. Tony Anthony beat friend of the show, Tom Pritchard, for the CCW Alabama heavyweight belt. And Tony Anthony was the last Alabama heavyweight champion because the title was dropped when David Woods bought the company and changed the name from Continental Championship Wrestling to Continental Wrestling Federation. And I'm trying to think, did they ever bring it back? I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah.
I know the thing with that was after they dropped it and they got going, then they started that 20-year gimmick of Road to Birmingham to crown the new CWF champion, which lost steam bigger than crap. You can't. Even back then you couldn't draw nothing out 8 months.
Right. That's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, even for back then. So. Yeah,
my God, what a feud with Dr. Tom and Dirty White Boy. My God, what a feud. That's so good.
Man, if anybody hadn't watched any of that stuff, it's all out there on YouTube. Go watch it. It is so good. Yeah. Oh, man, it's so good.
I believe it's all on the Armstrong Alley, probably, right?
Yeah. Go to Armstrong Alley. It'll be all on there, and man, now you ought to cipher through it. It ain't all just a one thing, but you go through his stuff because he's like they're on there like every week, and it's so good, really good.
Pop some popcorn and just kick back. That's some great stuff.
Yeah, it's good. If you like some good old school wrestling, storytelling, that's it, man. That was so good. So. Go check it out. All right, now we're going to go to March 24th, 1991. We're going to go to Los Angeles, California, to the LA Memorial Sports Arena, WrestleMania 7. And the only reason why I'm going to bring this up was because the main event, Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's wrestling. You can't believe everything you hear, but did you ever hear that they said that it was supposed to be at the LA Coliseum, but they took it indoors because they was afraid of somebody.
There was supposedly a threat, wasn't there?
Yeah, to slaughter.
Man.
That's
because that was at the height of the Gulf War and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's why he did that whole thing. When I'll say the Sergeant Slaughter was it was one of the top turns because nobody ever thought after he turned, in the early, was it 84 when he turned?
Yeah.
End of 84 when he was in New York with Iron Sheik. When he turned, after that, he's G.I. Joe. He was American, all American G.I. Joe, everything. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy. He was it. Red, white, and blue through and through. And lo and behold, the old money got to him. Sheik and Al-Casey. He didn't use that. He used a different name, didn't he?
No, it was Colonel Mustafa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I believe partially I've heard that they think Vince kind of wanted to turn him because he didn't create the G.I. Joe. He didn't make money off the G.I. Joe stuff. And so he wanted to kind of screw that over in a sense.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that maybe on the A&E biography of Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
I can see Vince.
Maybe not that many words, but something like that.
I could see that, and also him saying, "This is going to be a money gimmick. This
Seriously.
is going to make money."
Because I mean, Slaughter had for most wrestlers, Slaughter had reached that point to where he could coast that the rest of his career. He
still is too. I mean,
yeah, and I mean he is, and he has. But what I mean is that you probably didn't expect any kind of major change in his career after that, you know. And then boom, it is. It's best.
You know, I was thinking he was basically done full time before this. When AWA shut down, he wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
So this was, you know, because
beautiful Bobby Remus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, love to get him on a podcast. But we can.
Yeah, I hear that. You know, so he was probably, you know, like I said, he didn't need it. He was still making his, you know, money off G.I. Joe and stuff, and I've always heard that he was a smart one that saved money.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think when Vern shut down, he's probably like, I'm done, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then got the call from Vince, I want to say maybe it was on one of those round tables back on 24 on the 24/7.
Yes, I love those.
He was talking about how I want to say that he had to move his family into like a hotel or something because of death threats, or that was his family. And I mean, you think about it. I mean, the United States hadn't been in war forever. We're going to war, and like I said, the most American guy turns his back on America. That's going to make some wrestling fans not only mad of wrestling, but he turned his back on the country. So that's really going to make some wrestling fans mad. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's timely that you bring that up now too, that we're kind of in a similar situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So who's going to, I can see it next week I don't watch it anymore, but next week, one of these promotions is going to do something. You wait and see.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, somebody, but I mean, you know, it's kind of weird. American patriot nationalism.
They're almost too scared.
Yeah.
Something like that,
I think too. I don't understand it. And if you're listening to this show and you do understand it, maybe explain it to me, but I don't even know that I want to understand it. I just know that I'm a patriot, you know? So,
yeah. All right. So now we're going to get off that because it's,
right.
I don't want to get going political because I try to stay out of politics.
We do. Yes. That is something we focus on.
Yeah. It's all about the wrestling. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So that's one thing I remember about that WrestleMania. Do y'all remember anything else? Because I sure don't.
No, not off the top of my head. I mean,
Sid was the referee, right? Or
I can't remember. I don't know who the referee was. I don't know.
Sid was the referee at SummerSlam.
Okay,
Sid
he wasn't the referee because you know why? I know because Hogan juiced and Ladies Blade on the mat and the referee picked it up.
No,
yeah. Okay. But I'm pretty sure Sid was at SummerSlam with something like that. Yeah,
okay,
that makes sense.
I don't know if it was the one before that or the one after that. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whenever he wasn't playing softball.
Softball, yeah. All right. Now we're going to go to March 28, 1963. We're going to go to Amarillo, Texas. Now, this was really weird. And since I've been doing a lot of this for this show, I've noticed, especially like in early 1900s, the 1910s, 20s, 30s, even up to sometime a little bit in the 40s. A lot of these promotions, they complain about too many belts and promotions. Mm-hmm. Dude, man, I'm finding out these persons had heavyweights, light heavyweights, middleweights, welterweights. I found one the other day I've never heard of in my entire life. Have you ever heard of a tiger weight as a weight class?
No.
I mean, neither.
Tiger weight.
Yes, I don't know what it is, but somebody was the tiger weight champion.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they back in the day, man, they had tons of champions. It was like boxing. Every promotion had like weight classes champions for like boxing does.
Yeah, but a tiger probably weighs more than a man, right? But I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe so. I would too, but I'm just wondering, is it because the tiger's quick? You know, maybe. Small. I don't know. I'd never seen that before in my entire life, and I was like, "What? Boxing don't even have this one," you know?
Yeah, tiger weight. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I know. So So I stumbled across this one. This one was really, I never heard this. Like I said, 63 Amarillo. Dory Funk Jr. beat Gene Kiniski for the world heavyweight title. In quotations, I guess it's what quotation. Anyway, it says West Texas version.
West Texas. Okay.
Yeah, and this was before Kiniski had the NWA world belt. And so I dug through it. I went through the newspaper ads. I only found 2 champions. And it was Kiniski and Dory Funk Jr. And it was only around, this belt was only around for like a year and a half. And Funk Jr. was the last one to hold it. And I want to say May of 63, they dropped it. So it was just odd that, I mean, I know, like I said, back in the day, before there's really established, a lot of promotions, they had their own world champion. Even the NWA tag champions. I mean, until Crockett became the top NWA, Florida, I think Florida had a version of the world tag champions. I know out in Texas, there was, through the years. Now, there was all, the NWA world, he had the one, but the NWA tag, I think even Gula's had a version of it, come through.
Okay.
So, but for them to actually say they had a world champion in Amarillo was really odd,
But it's the West Texas version, don't forget.
West Texas version. I guess they're way out there in West Texas. They can do what they want to out there.
Yeah, maybe it's...
And it's the Funks, man. Come on.
They can do what they want. Yeah.
Go tell them what to do. So what happens to
Yeah, right. No thanks. They can have it. It's theirs.
All right, so now we're going to go. This was a really big day in wrestling history. March 27th, 1988. There's 3 big shows this day. So the first one we're going to go to is in Greensboro, North Carolina, back to the Greensboro Coliseum. The NWA held their first Clash of the Champions.
Okay. Yep.
And this is the one that everybody says basically started Sting's main event career, which it did. It was, he had
the draw with Flair.
Yeah. And they said there was only, this is what was shocking, there was only 6,000 in attendance. And that's a big old building. 6,000. That's not a lot of people in that building.
No. I think I was there, 22,000 or something like that. I could be wrong.
Big building, man. So when I saw the attendance, I was like, oh, that's not good. But whoever 6,000 people saw one of the best matches in the 80 of 88, I'm sure, most likely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's one thing I remember on it. When I was looking at, I looked at the rest of the card, and something really stuck out. And I watched this when it happened, when it came on that day, because I wasn't buying a pay-per-view. This was a freebie, so I remember watching it. But I do not remember this match. There was a 6-man tag match, and also it was a barbed wire match.
Oh.
The Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes beat Ivan Koloff and Powers of Pain. Do y'all remember that match?
I don't remember it, but I do now. I think I've seen it since, now that you bring it up. But no, I don't remember that happening. I remember Dusty and Ivan tagging up with those 2 tag teams. But I don't remember that specific one.
Yeah, I don't remember the barbed wire because I really would have, because like I said, I watched it that day, and I'm sure I would have remembered, because that would have been the first time I ever seen barbed wire in the NWA. I've seen it in Memphis, but I've never seen it, so I think I would remember that, but I guess I don't. Or I'm wondering if it actually aired.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Because because remember, this was the time period, had Turner already bought Crockett out at this? No, yet. This is early.
No, not yet. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just after the UWF came in.
Okay. So they still have blood on TBS then. Okay, never mind. Yeah. I would say if it had later, it definitely would have been cut out because it had blood in it. So, that was so that was just one of the big shows that day. So now we're going to go north a little bit. We're going to go to Atlantic City, New Jersey. We're going to go to Trump Plaza Convention Center for WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't really remember this WrestleMania. I just remember when I looked it up, because like I said, I couldn't remember. Was this the one with
the tournament in it?
Yeah, this is the tournament. But I was thinking, is this the one with Hogan and Warrior? And I was like, no, that's in Toronto. So I was like,
no.
And I was like, okay, New Jersey. I was like, I don't even remember one being it. I don't think I do remember. Didn't they have to come downstairs?
Good question. I don't remember.
For some reason, that's sticking out in my head because I don't remember it. And I think it's something I do remember. Yeah, it was it was a tournament for the world title.
Yeah.
Because this is during that Andre giving the belt to DiBiase, and didn't they take it away and hold it up? I think this is why it was held up. So so that then this big thing on here was the tournament. Savage beat DiBiase in the final to become the new champion. Also, Demolition beat Strikeforce for the tag belts.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then the rest of it was a big battle royal with like 20 guys, 30 guys in it. They had a big battle royal. That was the card because they had all those tournament matches.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So now we're going to go. Now, I can see what those two were competing against each other. That's why they're, running on the same day. That's what I'm assuming. That's what they did.
Sure. Yeah.
I guess Crockett thought he was going to put a dent in Vince's pay-per-view buy rates, but I don't think it did. Because if you're going to watch WWF, you're watching WWF. You're watching NWA, you're going to watch NWA.
Right.
Right. So I don't, it's that whole thing. But all right, now like I said, it's the same date, but I don't think this has any tie-in with the other two to try to compete. We're going to go all the way to Japan, to Tokyo, to Budokan. They had it was the Champions Carnival 1988 Tag 2, and it was a big card. The main event, Bruiser Brody beat Jumbo Tsuruta for the NWA International Heavyweight title, but that was their big card so far in '88. That built up to one. There was like a big show,
and all that happened on the same night. That's
almost I mean, you think about it. And there was actually two big shows in Mexico, but I wasn't even going to attempt. So there was a lot of wrestling on that day.
That might be the best day of wrestling ever.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, when I saw that, I was like, man, that is a lot, and then that's not counting. Let's see, in '88, what territories were left? Portland, Continental, Memphis, a version of Florida. AWA was still around. Then you have all those indies up in the Northeast.
Had World Class already shut down?
No, World Class was still
they're still going. Yep.
Yeah, they were.
Because Memphis, They're
fixing to get bought out by Jarrett.
Right.
So they were still going as World Class. So that was just three. There's no telling how many people was running that day.
Right.
That was probably one of the. That's a big day.
Yeah, that might be the day of wrestling ever. The best day, I should say. So.
Yeah, at least one of the best days. At
least one. Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go to March 9th, 1981. And I only put this in here, but I'm going to explain at the end. We're going to go to Birmingham, Alabama, to the Boutwell Auditorium. It says, I was looking at, what caught my eye was the newspaper ad. Southeastern held its first annual Night of Champions.
Oh.
Okay. It's a big card. I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to tell you. So the NWA champion was there. The junior heavyweight champion was there. They all defended. All these belts were defended. The Southeastern heavyweight title, the Southeastern tag titles, the Alabama title, and the U.S. junior heavyweight title.
Wow.
So it was a Night of Champions. And Harley was the NWA champion. He worked Ken Lucas. The NWA junior was Les Thornton, and I forgot to look at who he worked. I did notice on the thing, on all the other Fuller ads I've looked at around this time period, none of them have the ticket prices. This one did. It said front row $10. And I'm thinking that's high for 81 Birmingham.
Okay.
Because Memphis might have been $10 in 81.
Okay.
But Memphis was drawing way more than Birmingham was. Because the way I looked, I figured it out. Usually you do these big gimmick cards like this, is to bump your houses.
Okay.
Okay. Because remember, Gulf Coast did one a few months back. I talked about how they had a night of champions, and I said it's most likely to bump the house. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the date, 81. Fuller took over Birmingham. What was it? November of 80. I'm thinking his house he was struggling. I'm thinking.
So he was trying to kind of pull out all stops on this one.
Yeah, that's one I could think of.
That makes sense.
You're bringing in the world champion, which they did that a lot. Fuller brought him in all the time. Brought in Harley and Flair. You don't see a lot of Les Thornton. And I don't even know. I'm trying to think, where was he based out of when he was in America? I don't even know. Because Nelson Royal was based out of the Carolinas,
Right.
But I don't know where Thornton was based out of this time period. But anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking that he's only been in business a few months, and houses are not coming because from what I read, Birmingham was on its butt because Gulas sold half of it. Was I don't know what the percentage was, but that other McKenzie was running Birmingham, and I think Gulas sold him a portion of, and because they're looking at all the stuff from 78 into 80, it didn't say Nick Gulas Promotions, it said McKenzie Enterprises on the advertisements.
Okay.
And I always heard it was down. Birmingham was down. So I'm thinking Fuller coming in because, like I said, he got it because he was going to sue Gulas because Gulas was threatening to take the TV away because somehow that when he took over, something about I don't know, it was that whole mess where Gulas went crazy and was burning every bridge in the world. So I'm thinking he went there, got Birmingham, and it's not coming up because I'm thinking it got so far down with McKenzie running it. It was on its last leg, and I guess I went to Knoxville, revived it. Went down to the Gulf, revived it. I go up to Birmingham, I'm going to revive it, and it's not reviving. It's still on life support. So,
yeah,
so I think that's what that's a gimmick, and that's usually why they did it. So
that makes sense, man.
Yeah,
trying to hot shot the town. So
yeah, and he did get Birmingham going.
Yeah,
it became a weekly good town. So for that, that was fun. They went. I mean, you think about it. They went north. That's when the territory started getting a little stretched out for Southeastern was when they went into Birmingham, because now you're going from Birmingham, you got to go all the way down to Pensacola, Mobile. That's a good little haul. I mean, not for some territories like Watts' territory. That's nothing for them. But for Pensacola, for being known as that short trip territory, when they started going to Birmingham, it kind of stretched it a little bit. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But he revived it and got it going. So I don't know how he does it, but he was a miracle worker.
We'll have to ask him if we ever get him, right?
Exactly. That's another one of the questions.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go to March 19th, 1976. Only reason I got this on here is because I used to love this gimmick when the territory would do it. All right. So we're going to Richmond, Virginia, the Richmond Coliseum. Wahoo McDaniel wins the 1976 Cadillac Eldorado tournament.
Nice.
I used to love these car gimmick tournaments.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's always going to get busted up.
Yeah, of course.
I looked for results. I couldn't find any results. I don't know if this car got busted up or not. Because I know when it didn't Ronnie Garvin in Knoxville, didn't he take one of the poles, the barrier poles, and throw it through the windshield?
Yes. I've heard of that. Yes, I've heard about
and
that.
Then,
yeah.
Oh, who was it? Oh, in Texas, Dave Von Erich won a car, and I want to say it was Killer Tim Brooks, and somebody busted the windshield out on it. Yeah, it's anyway. And the Fullers, the Fullers. They love these gimmicks of cars, boats, mink coats.
Yeah. I remember the most recent one I remember is actually from WWE Raw, where Randy Orton wins a race car and Kofi Kingston comes up and beats the crap out of the race car. It was like a full-on NASCAR car. So they tried to revive that gimmick, I guess. But you're right. Any car that gets given away gets beaten up.
Yeah, the windshield. It's always the windshield because it's replaceable.
Right.
Yeah, they always say that was like you watch them. It's very rare if the body gets hit, it's an accident.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't. That's got to go back to the dealership,
Yeah, Safe Light Repair can't do that.
yeah. You want to get a dent wizard out there or something.
Yeah. Pull apart.
Yeah. So I always loved that gimmick. That's cool. Yeah, I remember watching them, and and I remember when David Hart won that. I want to say it was a Corvette. I think he won, and he was like on top of it crying and selling it.
I mean, I would be too.
Oh yeah, if it's a shootout, I'd definitely be. But there was who else did somebody did in Memphis. Somebody busted up somebody's car windows. Oh crap! It was Billy Travis's. Well, I don't want to say this, but it was one of Billy Travis's friends. A gentleman from Texas, if you know what I'm talking. Some of you might know who I'm talking about. You always knew when he was around because Billy would come in wearing nice clothes.
Yeah. Oh, Billy. Billy.
But I can't remember. Somebody got the windows busted, and it was Billy's. They let Billy said, "Young, use this car because it's so and so's car, and he's loaded, and he can get it fixed." And
that wasn't the one. No, that wasn't the one that Eddie Gilbert hit Jerry Lawler, right?
That was Brian Lee's girlfriend's car.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I knew there was some connection to somebody, not the wrestler, but it was somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, they said that was Brian Lee's girlfriend's car. So, I don't think. Eddie wasn't going to dent up his mama's van's windshield.
Right, of course not.
I think Tommy might have said something when he got back with the busted out windshield.
What'd you do, boy?
It's I wish I could. I'll be sleeping tonight. Well, this morning when I get up, go to sleep. I'll be sitting there and be like, "Oh, that's whose car? That's what the angle was on the Memphis thing." I'll remember it later on. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Oh, here's a good one. All right, so we're going to go to. We're going to stay with the Crockett's on this one. We're going to go to March 12th, 1983. I'm going back to Greensboro, North Carolina.
Ding, ding, ding.
Greensboro Coliseum. That's the place to be on this episode, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this night was called The Final Conflict. There was 15,547 people. They said they turned thousands away. They said the traffic was backed up down the interstate. They had to shut the interstate down.
Wow.
The main event. So it was Mid-Atlantic. They built this up for a long time. The tag champions was Sergeant Slaughter and Don Kernodle. They were the tag champions. And Steamboat and Youngblood had been chasing them. This was going to be called the Final Conflict because this was the last title shot Steamboat and Youngblood was going to get, and if they lose, no more title shot, and they have to break up. And they're going to put it in a cage.
Of course.
And this was I remember saw it in a magazine. They put a big old story in the magazine. Like I said, I didn't know nothing was going on in Carolinas, but boy, man, magazines hyped it up, and then after. When video got into videos and stuff, I saw it and I was like, man, that was a big deal. A real big deal. And it wasn't too much later that Don Kernodle, he pulled a Slaughter and turned his back on the country and went with Ivan Koloff. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't remember it happening, but I've seen it since. Yeah.
He turned, But this was like, they were the main event because the world title was defended on the show, but I can't even remember who it was. But this was, I mean, it was, and they said that this program was put on all of the Crockett's TV, so the territory, because they had different, stuff on different towns and stuff.
Yeah, right.
This was on every one of their TVs. This thing was so hot. This whole angle with Slaughter, Kernodle, and Steamboat and Youngblood. And it was just big time. But this was. They said, and I don't know if it's true or not. They say this was. After this, they was like, okay, we can do a pay-per-view or whatever it was called then. I don't know what it called.
Okay.
What a pay-per-view. They knew that they had something.
Yeah.
And they did. Then Starrcade was that November. So I'm sure they already had Starrcade in mind, but I think this, from what everybody's saying, this is the one that made them think we can do it because with this angle, they captured the people.
Yeah, we've got the people now, so we can put a big show on. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So that was like I said, I want to. Well, I don't know if it's out there anymore because I'm sure New Yorkson probably took it off from YouTube if it gets on there. But I'm sure you can find it on somebody's list. It's still out there.
Just dig deep, but it's out there, I'm sure. Yeah. And if not, come on.
It's probably not on I've noticed we went from VHS to DVD. Now there's tape trading, but you know what it is now?
Files?
Drive.
Yeah. Right.
That's the new DVD business. It went over to Drive. So somebody's got it on a drive and I'm sure they got the whole angle and everything, and that's the payoff of it. So
man. Wow.
So I guess New York's taking everything down. It's so it's basically got video back in business, because the DVDs pretty much died out. So they're taking everything down all the time. So it's out there. So you're just going to have to go get on drives now. So the DVDs. So
yeah.
Don't give up on physical media.
Yeah. I did tapes. I did DVDs. I don't think I'm going to get into the drives. I think I'm just going to let that one. Because there's enough out there on YouTube for me to
stream.
That stuff. I got so much on my list. I got so much 80s Japanese women's wrestling that on my list I'll never get to watch because there's so much of it.
Yeah. Jumbo Hori and what's their names? Golly, the Jumping Bomb Angels and some great
Crush Girls,
man.
And then Dump and her,
Band of Matsumoto,
Dump and her Band of Misfits. Which what's her name come out of that? Oh crap! I just forgot her name. With the hair stick her hair up real high. What was her name?
Bull Nakano.
Yeah, Bull Nakano started. Yeah, she was like the first one that was in her and Dump, and then they started branching out and bringing people in, to their craziness. Because that's watch some of that old Japan's Dump, man. That jeez, talking about some wild, crazy stuff, man.
Oh man,
it was good. Mid-80s.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, so that's all I got for this week. This month, people. I don't know if I went long. I don't know if I went short. I don't know. I'll never look at the time. But
no, you're perfect, brother. This is awesome.
I know there was a lot of WrestleMania stuff because it's in like March and early April is the WrestleMania times. So that took up a lot of it. And to tell you the truth, unless you know where to look for what a hot angle was in a territory, it's hard to find because you don't know. I knew about the Final Conflict because that was big time because it was in the magazine. So I knew to go look for it. But just say like and just a big hot angle in different territories. It's if you don't know the exact time, it's hard to find. Unless you just go start digging, or you got to know a clue of, hey, these guys had a hot feud. What was it around this time period? Let me go find it. If I don't know about it, it's kind of, so I gotta have just stuff. It's off, it's easy to find because, there's no footage for the territories to, watch and remember it, and so
yeah. No, dude, you do great with these. I mean, honestly, I enjoy them and look forward to them every time they come up in the month. And I feel like Sheik, I think I can speak for you on this as well, but I think we learn something every time too.
Every single time, absolutely.
I'm glad somebody's learning. Actually, I usually learn one or two things, and I really did this episode, such with that world heavyweight title out in West Texas. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I love it. That's exactly what I wanted this show to do, and you're pulling it off just like I hoped. So,
and this has been
This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma.
All right, that was This Month in Wrestling History with Quinton Quarisma, Episode 9, covering March. We'll be right back to wrap things up on Gimme Back My Pro Wrestling after these messages.
CHW is continuing the legacy of historic professional wrestling in Tennessee with monthly events at the Armory in Ashland City. CHW owner Mike Green has made it his mission to present the best pro wrestling shows in the Nashville area, and he has been delivering the goods. CHW Wrestling combines all the elements that Tennessee wrestling fans have come to expect. Action, suspense, athleticism, reality, stories, surprises, and excitement, all delivered by the finest professional wrestlers this state has to offer. Follow CHW Pro Wrestling on Facebook for the latest news, announcements, and show dates. And subscribe to Championship Productions on YouTube to see past events like the Ashland City Rumble and the Valentine's Massacre. Fun for the whole family with delicious and affordable concessions on site. Witness the action and excitement of CHW in Ashland City at the Armory. Family Wars, Love and Hate, Championship Gold. A CHW event is everything you're looking for in a night of live entertainment.
All right, we are back, and man, oh man, Quinton never lets us down, right, guys? First of all, we hear about stuff we love. It's a nostalgia-based podcast. Don't be surprised by that. Tons of cool Wrestlemania, Greensboro Coliseum, fun stories all the way around. He did speak of the loss of my favorite manager of all time. He passed away in 2008, Mr. Gary Hart. We spoke about a lot of cool things on that. Learned a lot. Of course, we always learn something with Quinton's shows. So hope y'all enjoyed that as much as we did. Of course, keep tuning in for those. They happen every month, and Quinton is bringing it. So I hope y'all enjoy that as much as we do. And tell him about it. He'll appreciate that, I promise. All right, y'all. One more time, Captain's Corner, GrappleCon 4, back to Lutz, April 11th, Residence Inn, Tampa Suncoast Parkway. I've told you a million times, be there, be square, and tell them Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling sent you. Another thing I want you to do, and I've asked in the past few episodes, but our great friend of the show, Ben Jordan, is fighting a battle that I hope none of you ever have to fight. And he's got a back issue that he's going to have surgery on, and is continuing to fight cancer as well. So please keep Ben in your prayers. I know it means a lot to him. It means so much to his family. We consider Ben's friendship a blessing. Love you, Ben. Next episode, guys, can't spill it here. I promise you. I know it sounds like a bunch of smoke I'm blowing all the time over here, But this next episode is one you do not want to miss. Do whatever you can to make your way to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast next week. I promise you, it is one for the ages. Until then, though, go to @GMBMPW on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Thank you all so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that, following. Yeah, you get it. But most importantly, we appreciate you for listening. That's all I got for this week. So for Quinton Quarisma and his awesome show this month in wrestling history, and myself, this has been Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. We'll see y'all next time.
Don't forget.
The Tennessee stud, Ron Fuller. Mr. Fuller was asked to wrestle on today's program, but you have informed the promotion of Southeastern Wrestling that you do not wrestle on television. Am I correct in this?
That is exactly right. Not only do I not wrestle on television, I had them empty this studio. I don't even want to talk with anybody behind me, jeering, making any remarks. I want those people out there at home to hear the stud. Listen to what I'm saying. That's right. Bring that camera in here a little bit closer. Come on, bring it in. All you women sitting at home, you ain't dreaming. You seeing me live and in living color, the prettiest thing that's been on your television set ever. You looking at the biggest man, the baddest man that ever been in the state of Alabama. 6 feet 9 inches tall, 265 pounds, and Daddy, I can do it. And
we have some videotape. We'd like to review of Terry Funk and Harley Race in a world.
I'm not finished. If you don't mind, I want to tell these people something about myself before we see this film. I want to tell these people something about the man they are looking at. First of all, you're looking at the man that was the youngest man in history to win the Georgia Heavyweight Championship, the youngest man in history to win the Florida Heavyweight Championship, the youngest man in history to win the Southern Heavyweight Championship, the youngest man ever to win the Southeastern Championship, and the man that is destined to be your next world's heavyweight champion. Now, I'm not concerned about this film you are talking about. I'm concerned about you people out there. I want all you rednecks to get up out of your chair right now and walk over to where the calendar is on the wall, right? And I want you to take a pencil out of that old shift row or whatever it is next to that calendar, and I want you to mark a big circle around this date, because today, ladies and gentlemen, is a red letter day for wrestling in the state of Alabama. For one reason, because the stud has arrived. That's right, I am here, I'm going places, and wrestling is going places. This ain't like nothing you've seen before, believe it. Believe what I'm telling you. I'm the baddest that's ever been. I'm going to take care. I hear them talking about this tournament. I'm here to be the Alabama champion, and I am here to be the champion of you people. Now, I know you're out there watching. I know right now you're saying to yourself, Mom, ain't he something? Look how big and bad he is. Ain't he something? Well, you're right, Grandpa. He is something. And when you come down and pay your money, I will not be wrestling here for free. When you pay your money, you're going to see the wrestlingest machine that has ever been in this country and this world. I've been all over the world, everywhere. I've been to Australia, I've been in the Bahamas, I've been to Mexico, I've wrestled in Canada, I've wrestled in Japan. You name it, I've been there, I've beaten them all. 6 feet 9 inches tall, like I said, 265 pounds. And if I ain't bad, there ain't a bad man around, and I cannot be had. I'm telling you people, mark the calendar just like I tell you. Put that big circle around the date, because today is a red letter day for wrestling in the state of Alabama for one simple reason. Charlie Platt, is that the name, Platt?
Yes, sir.
For one simple reason, Charlie Platt, the stud is here. Simple as that.
And the Tennessee stud, we have that video.
I'm not interested in that tape right now. Don't worry about the tape. I got a few more things I'd like to say. First of all, I know this show is seen throughout the state of Alabama. And I have wrestled in parts of the state of Alabama, but the northern area, Birmingham, Florence, Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, and some little I don't know the names of all the towns. Some of them are very rinky-dink, but I'm going to be the champion. You people, you're going to be looking at this face, and you're going to be saying, now there is truly a man. Because you mark my words, you are looking at a man that is truly a man. The Tennessee Stud. You will learn that name. You will remember it because, ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at now is going to be wrestling in the future for you. All of it based around the finest looking man that you women out there have ever seen, and the baddest man that you men out there always dreamed of being something just like the Stud.
With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life.
We'll see you next week. And until then, so long for now.
This has been a James Rock Street production.